Hi everyone, this is Migs from Sneaks and Ball PH, and today we have a quick look and unboxing on the Adidas Dame 7 Visionary. To start things off, the review on these shoes is actually quite a bit delayed because I already planned to upload it last week. However, when I checked the audio from my video, it got all messed up, so I had to reshoot everything. Then just two additional things, I bought these from Zalora, and Zalora decided that it was a good idea to not double box this. Instead, they delivered the shoebox in this sort of plastic, and I really don't think that was the best move because as you can see, my box is pretty messed up on all sides. So, you know, Zalora, you delivered it pretty quickly to my doorstep, but I wish you had taken care of my box a little better. Then the second thing is that I didn't originally order these from Zalora. Instead, what I originally did was I ordered it from the Adidas Philippines website, but they're still having a lot of issues with their deliveries and it was just taking way too long, so I decided to cancel my order. It was also especially frustrating because my Dame 7s took a long time, but after I ordered the Dame 7s from the Adidas site, I also ordered a pair of Yeezy Quantums, and those arrived pretty quickly, so I'm not sure if it comes from a different warehouse or whatnot, but it just seems very weird that Yeezys can be delivered on time while all of the other Adidas products take forever to deliver. So before we get into anything, I would recommend that if you want them fast, you can order them from Zalora. However, if you don't mind waiting a pretty long time but you just want your box to be intact and your product to be well taken care of, then you should probably order it from the Adidas website. So now going back to the shoes, the Adidas Dame 7 actually hasn't been debuted on an NBA court as of yet because for the entire 2019 to 2020 NBA season, which includes the Orlando bubble as well as the playoffs, Damian Lillard was using the Dame 6. However, interestingly enough, the Dame 7 actually debuted on NBA 2K21, which is definitely a very interesting way to debut a sneaker, but at the same time I feel it's also a really effective way because a lot of people do play NBA 2K21. Then with that out of the way, let's get into the unboxing. So the box on the Dame 7 just pretty much consists of a lot of these red lines that has these sort of debossed details such as the Dame logo here on the top and your Adidas logo here in front. You have your usual sizing and colorway information here on the side, and opening up the box to check out the shoes. This pair is the Visionary colorway, so it's actually mismatched. So here is your right shoe, which is the black and blue one. Just putting this aside for a while. And then here you have your left shoe, and this is sort of a red and black colorway, although this could be a little bit more of a crimson. So here you have it, guys. This is the Adidas Dame 7 Visionary. So for the tech specs on the Dame 7, here on the outsole, you have this pretty interesting traction pattern that pretty much looks like lightning bolts. However, if you look at it at a certain angle, you can also kind of see that there are a lot of connected 7s. And if Adidas intended to really make them look like 7s, then I think that's a pretty good way to put some Dame 7 branding on the outsole while still making it really functional. That 7 or lightning bolt traction pattern actually moves in an S, and it really gives you good multi-directional coverage. I did try these out here at home and once on a basketball court, and they did stick to the floor really well. Right away from just trying these out initially, they seem miles better than the Dame 6. And as I continue to test these, I hope that that traction holds up and really bites the court well. The rubber that they use is a little bit on the softer side, but the grooves are pretty thick and pretty deep. So for the durability, especially on outdoor courts, it's not gonna be the best, but I do think it will still be better than average. Then moving on to the cushion, the Dame 7 uses Light Strike yet again, and like I said a while ago, the Light Strike on the Dame 6 was actually the only redeeming quality of that shoe, so I was pretty excited that they brought it back here on the Dame 7. I did have to break in the Light Strike a little bit, but once I did, it felt really good on foot. Light Strike is a very light foam, hence the name, plus it also has a subtle bounce back as well as some good impact protection. I still am hoping that it breaks in a little more and provides a little more bounce back, but as it is right now, it does feel pretty low to the ground, comfortable underfoot with good impact protection, and just a little bit of bounce back. Then for the materials, I think that the Dame 7 is such a big upgrade from the Dame 6, and it's not really in terms of the quality of the materials because the mesh that they use here still does feel pretty cheap. However, in terms of performance, it does feel a lot thicker, a little bit more structured, and a lot more supportive. For most of the shoe, you have this 3-layer textile, so you have 2 layers of open-celled mesh, and underneath those 2 layers, you have 1 layer of neoprene. It definitely feels pretty thick, however, you do have 2 layers of open-celled mesh, so it really doesn't feel like it's too much material material or that it's too restrictive. Instead, it strikes the right balance of being lightweight and being supportive. You also have these really thin strips of synthetic nubuck all throughout the upper, which also has double stitching, which will just further enhance the support and containment of the shoe. You have some more nubuck here at the base of the laces as well as the middle of the tongue. You have these flywire looking nylon cables that act as the lace holes. And you have these stretchier nylon cables here at the back that I feel are more for aesthetics because I don't think these really lock you in that much because they are so stretchy and you can't really tighten them also. But you know, it does look good with the design, so it is what it is. You have some more synthetic nubuck here at the back as well as this very random plastic piece. And you have another random plastic piece here on the lateral side of the midsole that honestly doesn't really do anything because it is so flimsy and just kinda flaps around like that. Then lastly, you have a really nice neoprene sock liner with a lot of these quilted ankle and Achilles pillows. Then for fit and sizing, I did go with my standard size 10. However, it fits me a little bit long. It isn't anything too crazy, but it is a little noticeable because not only do I have a little extra space lengthwise, but there is also a little bit of dead space above my toes. So my recommendation for the sizing on the Dame 7 is that if you have a narrow foot, go down half a size. Then if you have a normal width foot, you have the option of going down half a size or going through to size. As I said, you will have a little bit of dead space if you go through to size, but the lockdown from the lacing as well as the sculpting here at the back will still have you covered whether you decide to go down half a size or through to size. Then lastly, if you have a wide foot, I think you can go through to size because since the upper is predominantly this 3-layer textile, I think it will be able to accommodate wider feet. Then for the aesthetic details, Adidas was actually able to squeeze a lot of storytelling in the shoe, such as here on the outsole where you can see Dame sort of painted on the outsole. Plus they were able to squeeze in some text here on the outsole. So it says, "Pride in the burden I was meant to carry, ... Knew it was coming before it happened, ... I'm a visionary." This is definitely a recurring theme on the shoe, especially since this is the visionary colorway. I'm not really sure in what specific way he wants to be a visionary. Maybe it's because he started the whole logo Lillard thing, or maybe because he is a really good rapper, so that could be the case as well. Here at the rubber that comes up at the forefoot, you have some more text that reads #free2create. You have some light strike branding here on the medial side of the midsole, and carved into the back of the midsole, you have some more text that says "different on levels the Lord allowed." So I don't know, I'm just saying they put a lot of text into the shoe and they're all in these pretty interesting places. You have that rubbery plastic wing here on the lateral side, which have these pinkish red dots as well as Dame 7, I'm a visionary. Then on the upper, it mostly is black, however, they are mismatched so you can see it clearly here. You have those mismatched blue and red Adidas logos here on the middle of the tongue, mismatched 3 stripes here on the nubuck, and mismatched laces. Of course, the heels are also mismatched as well as the gradient midsoles, as well as the tongue. But one interesting thing they did with the tongue is that the outer layer of mesh is black, and then here on the right shoe, that second layer is that blue, and underneath the neoprene is red. It definitely is an interesting look because it gives you this 3D illusion, and it's just a very cool idea that was executed really well. And then for my favorite aesthetic detail, under the 2 layers of open-celled mesh, you actually have some 3M text that reads visionary, and it's really cool when the lights hit it just right. Then for the overall aesthetics, though I don't think the Dame 7 is the best looking shoe ever, I definitely feel like it's the second best looking shoe in the Dame line, second to only the Dame 4. I do like the overall shape of the shoe as well as these lines that you have that sort of makes it look even sleeker and gives you this fast look. And for this specific colorway, I really like how they did the mismatch because it really wasn't anything too crazy, it was just mostly a black upper, but with mismatched pops of color. For some odd reason, I do like that random rubbery plastic piece here. And lastly, I just really like that Dame written on the outsole because it reminds me of an outsole of a shoe that I really like, which is the CB34 or Charles Barkley signature shoe, which had a pretty similar idea, but instead of Dame, it said Sir Charles. So for that, this sort of design here on the outsole is a big plus in my book. Then for the price, the Adidas Dame 7 retails for 6,000 pesos here in the Philippines or $110 US. The Dame line has consistently been one of the more budget-friendly signature shoe lines because for the longest time they've been at around $110 or less, which is definitely a big plus, especially if you're looking for something that's very bang for your buck. As of trying it out for a few hours on the court, the traction does feel pretty grippy, the light strike does feel pretty low to the ground while still absorbing a lot of impact, and for the upper, although it's not premium by any means, it does feel pretty soft and pretty comfy on foot while still giving you adequate support and containment. So if you want to grab a pair of Dame 7s, they are available on the Adidas Philippines website. However, as I said a while ago, it takes them a long time to ship them out. So another option would be Zalora, and the good thing about Zalora is that they have a lot of sales and a lot of vouchers, which is why during their site-wide sale, I was actually able to get these for 1,000 pesos less, or around $20 less. I also would like to give a quick shout out to the Unorthodox YouTube channel. He actually has an outdoor performance review on the Dame 7s, so go check that out. And I'd also like to give a shout out to JDN Reviews, because he does a lot of really great performance reviews on really budget shoes, as well as performance reviews on local shoes. So there you have it, guys. That was my quick look and unboxing on the Adidas Dame 7 Visionary. If you liked the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Then if you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions for future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below as well. Then if you haven't already yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. It would help us out a lot here at Sneaks and Vol PH.